24-17 Cardinals.
The Chargers are going to have to bring their own energy to this must-win here in Glendale.
Pivotal to their punching the ticket for the playoffs.
I don't want to do the who's not here game, but man, Joey Bosa,
right?
What a difference that dude makes on this defense. Not only his ability to get to the quarterback, but in situations like this, just the ability to set the edge.
I still don't feel like we've seen the Chargers yet as a team other than like a game and a half early in the year. So for me, I'm always like, oh my God, if they actually put those two together, like, I don't care where they're seated in the tournament or the playoffs, they can beat anybody.
I think as football fans, especially the Chargers team, we've been robbed of seeing Mack and Bosa together. 2 four-letter words on each end that cause a lot of problems.
Oh, it's good, man. It's good to be out here.
It's just good to see you.
Yeah, same here, Coach. Appreciate it, man. Let's do, man.
I was telling him, I'm like, God, man.
What's up,
You're
Coach?
coming,
Yeah,
man.
what's up,
That's
Coach?
So awesome.
How you doing, man?
I'm doing great.
Good.
We're off to a great start.
Yeah.
Don't it look good, Coach? He's having a hell of a time, and coaching these two
Oh
guys.
yeah. Coaching them up,
He's
getting
so
them going.
excited.
That's what you get up out of bed in the morning for.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
They're gonna get a lot of work in. So you came to a good practice. They're gonna get a lot of work in today.
Yeah, good. I'm helping out a little bit too, and these guys. I mean, when you got somebody like that on the end, it's less telling them what to do, more situational stuff when they can pin their ears back and go.
Yeah.
What up, big dog? Good, baby. What's up with it? Are you all good? Yeah. 3 both legs? 3 both feet?
Khalil, want to switch this one up? I'll go right, since we did 2 days.
Hey, come on.
Get the loader helmet, please.
Thank you so much.
Hey, the kid's safe. Right here.
Hi, everyone. I'm Bridget Condon from the NFL Newsroom with some breaking news that we bring you here today. Khalil Mack is on the move. The Bears and the Chargers are finalizing a deal that would send the star pass rusher here to Los Angeles.
Why did the Chargers sign a guy like Khalil Mack in the offseason?
Because he's great. Khalil he's just a hammer. And so when they made the move, I was like, wow, this is going to be really something. I don't know what teams are going to do. And then you throw in Derwin, right? And you've got different ways of attacking this thing.
Yeah, it's significant on so many levels. I think you start out with the trade itself. They didn't have to give up that much for a guy who was once the best defensive player in football.
A scant price to pay for a guy who has a case for Canton.
Oh, I love it. I love this move.
I think of Brandon Staley's time in Chicago when Khalil Mack got there. And Brandon told us last week that when Khalil showed up, it was right before the season started. Brandon wasn't the defensive coordinator, he was the linebackers coach. So he got to spend 10, 11, 12 hours a day getting Khalil Mack up to speed on what the Bears defense was going to look like. And that forged a great partnership and friendship between those two. And when he became available, Brandon Staley knew exactly what he was getting and exactly what this guy could do.
So I think this is big time.
But then there's the pedigree of Khalil freaking Mack, like former defensive player of the year. Like, what does that do to a locker room when he walks in?
My brother.
Well, obviously, he's a great player and followed his career since he came out of Buffalo.
I'll give you whatever, anything that's going to help you, I'll do.
I think that you get excited about the opportunity to work with a future Hall of Famer, but you're also curious what kind of guy he is.
I can't decide whether I want to go power first or cross chop first. What do you think? I want to really try to shake him.
We'll probably work a long
arm
spin.
Could be good.
But I think the most unique thing was watching him and how him and Joey connected and that relationship, and it's genuine.
Kind of still getting used to really knocking back people in the run because I've always been more of a two-gap kind of guy where I just control and one way or another. Because sometimes when you're like, I feel like when you overdo the knockback, you don't really get your hands in clean. You're just like, ah. But if you're here, you can.
See, I think one of the things that's been interesting from what I hear at camp is they go off to the side sometimes and just have these, as Mac described to me, these sort of deep conversations about how they can work best together.
That's the funnest part of the day for me, is just bouncing those ideas off of each other, getting a knack and understanding of the game even more, and just bringing that knowledge together.
Oh, yeah. Come down here, Joey. Joey's coming over here. Don't worry. Thank you, brother. Appreciate it. Double trouble. Let's go. More stacks in the league this year. Let's go, boys.
Well, I think Joey Bosa probably said it best. It's competition and it's motivating to him. You're a great pass rusher off the edge, and you're going to get double teamed. Some guys will get triple teamed. What are you going to do with Joey Bosa and Khalil Mack? You can only double team one. I mean, someone's getting home to the quarterback each time.
You see how aggressive 52 took that? Hey, you see that edge?
But that was the one thing you're waiting to see, because you're talking about two alphas in the same room.
I can't guarantee you that both edge players won't. One of you may get chipped, but both of you won't. And that's what's key. What we want to do is force everybody to have to block. Okay? And that's why we're doing this.
Y'all both can rush from either side. See, I think we can have the best of everything with you and Joey. Where you both can do it.
Yeah.
I was telling Khalil, I think with you two playing left and right, and sometimes dropping, sometimes rushing, both of you rushing, you know what I'm saying? That's hard.
Yeah.
And then if we want to, we can come out second half and do what?
Yeah.
Now that tackle's not sitting on the moves you already had working.
Just having a guy like that to motivate me, always being first running to every drill. I'm like, okay, I got to keep up with him, I guess.
Both of those guys have plenty of motivation. For Joey Bosa, it's motivation to keep going. And for Khalil Mack, it's probably a little bit of the same. Plus, he has his own motivation to prove that he is still one of the top edge rushers in the NFL.
You get acknowledgments for doing things as an individual, but I feel like I'm kind of past that, in a sense of going into something thinking about myself, going into this thinking about winning. You know what I'm saying? Winning only.
You're looking good. You're looking good. People might look at you now. You just come off a season in which you missed 10 games because of a foot injury. You're 31 years old. And people might wonder, is this the start of the decline for Khalil Mack? How do you feel?
Mack missed most of last season with injury. He was the 2016 Defensive Player of the Year, but he has plateaued, if not dipped.
That's also one of them things that you don't talk about. You kind of just go out and just remind them of what it really is. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
How hungry are you after stops with the Raiders and the Bears, where the teams didn't win as much as maybe they could have?
You say how hungry? How hungry? You want to know how hungry I am? I'll show you. Appreciate it.
Inside SoFi Stadium with Daniel Jeremiah, Matt Money Smith here, Shannon Farron down on the field. DJ, let's get our players to watch.
Well, I think this game's going to be won by whichever pair of pass rushers takes over. We saw in warm-ups Khalil Mack. They put him up on the screen, and everybody went crazy.
Right where we belong.
Every time.
Right where we belong.
Can't wait.
what he can do to complement Joey Bosa. Then you flip it over to the Raiders with Chandler Jones coming to join one of the more underrated players in the entire league in Max Crosby. Which one of those pairs can take over this football game? I think will decide it.
Family on 3. 1, 2, 3.
Carr takes the snap, looks middle of the field. He's hit and dropped. Khalil Mack with the sack. It'll be Khalil's first sack in powder blue.
Yeah, I mean, he's just a freak of an athlete. How he can bend, his length, his strength.
Joey Bosa's in a track stance, getting ready to go.
To the middle of the field. And Carr under pressure, and he's going to be dropped again. Khalil Mack with a sack, his second of the game, a loss of 3.
I think his ability to long arm guys.
Khalil Mack just kept working. That's the power of Khalil Mack.
I mean, he really can do it all.
What did he say when he was asked the question, how hungry are you? You just wait and see. We're seeing it there.
Khalil can feel the quarterback, even in a power move, in the pocket and escape lanes.
Hey, no one. You stay with it. Just go.
Joey can defeat the one-on-one incredibly fast.
Hey, watch the run. Watch the run.
1st and 10. Bolden remains. Renfro on the move. Carr under center. Bolden. Adams bumping into his Bosa. Blows it up.
Bosa was never fooled. It was a reverse, and it goes for a loss of 15.
You got him in a bad start. Still kind of bad. Right. You can do so much better. So much better.
I mean, they're totally different pass rushers. And they really feed off each other. It's a great compliment.
Boy, look at Mack and Bosa widening out. They're giving themselves some runway.
Big play, 3rd and 3. Abdullah is the running back. Carr, time, knocked away, fumble, and recovered by Simpson. It's back at the 35, the 5th sack by the Los Angeles Chargers.
They have closing ability, 4-quarter sacks.
The Raiders face a 4th and 8.
4th and 8, pocket trembling, knocked away, Khalil Mack. Chargers have it. Khalil Mack comes up with his 3rd sack today in his Charger debut.
Hey, that's what we do. That's what we do. That's what we do.
Hey, 9-7. 9-7. Proud of you. Proud of you. Proud of you. Hey, Mac. This is what you do, bro.
Yes, sir.
I love you, man. I love you.
But you're right. The story is Khalil Mack coming over. You team he and Joey Bosa up together on opposite sides on 3rd down against this Chiefs offense.
Every game he ever plays, you're going to see the same thing. They're ready, though. Him and Mack are ready. Well, I mean, it's a passing league. I mean, you see that with the money invested in quarterbacks. So you have to be able to affect the quarterback with edge rushers and corners. If you're going to make a run and you want to win it all, you got to be able to affect the quarterback.
Are there any quarterbacks you look forward to sacking more than others?
I mean, they're all equal in that regard.
Chargers blitz, and they get him right up the middle.
Drew Tranquil on the blitz, started it. Khalil Mack finished it. Picking up right where they left off against the Raiders, and Mahomes is all the way back inside the 20.
I've always believed to be a dominant pass rushing team, you have to be balanced on the edge. They got to be elite players, elite athletes, and they got to be tough.
Mahomes the pass. They rush forward. It's a screen. Nobody fooled. Joey Bosa there to clean up McKinnon for a loss of 5. Derwin James in as well.
That's what you do right there.
And when we were at our best in 18, Mel was rolling, Joey was rolling, and it creates havoc.
I won't say 2 and 2 fumbles, but I feel like I'm a shortchange myself. You say 1? Hey, that's a wise way of looking at it, bro.
welcome to Inglewood, California, everyone, as the NFL on CBS continues with the 1-1 Jacksonville Jaguars paying a visit to the 1-1 Los Angeles Chargers.
Oh, it's been a minute since I did shit.
Inside SoFi Stadium, third contest on the 2022 campaign, and we are underway. 4th and 6, kind of in no man's land. Looks like Peterson's going to go for it here.
Joey!
Khalil and Joey, your edges. Shotgun snap, looking left, still looking left. Here comes pressure, lets it fly, downfield, too high, incomplete. Pressure came from Morgan Fox and Khalil Mack.
We're going to be out of dot back. You know what I'm saying? We're going to be back in the dot. Quarterback going to be on the center, and they're going to pull, and it's going to be one-on-one pass with the guard. They just trying to set up all the. I know Doug, bro.
It's a 2nd and 5, shotgun snap, hands off to Robinson. About 4.5, it'll be a 3rd and 1.5. Khalil Mack with the stop there.
Man, that's too many.
Again, 3 receivers left, Marvin Jones right. To throw, Lawrence has time, middle of the field. That's Agnew, and he's got a ton of room all the way down to the Charger 29.
Is that Bosa that's down?
And that is Bosa that is down, and he is. Now I was looking down the field, and Bosa, and as they get a look at him, we'll step aside here. 2:50 to go.
Well, I was hoping it was nothing. I was hoping he got the wind knocked out of him. But I've been around him since his rookie year, and you could tell when he got up, it wasn't good.
Joey Bosa came off the field very upset. He looked like he was just going to launch his helmet, thought better of it, and just tossed it. He was limping a little bit, guys. It looks like he was favoring his left leg a little bit. He is now in the injury tent with the team doctor and the trainer as well.
Let's calm our ass down.
Yeah.
Let's go play. K-Mac started out. We're great. All right, let's roll. Okay.
All right, bet. 9-7 smooth.
Hey, growing.
Yeah.
He's out for the day.
All right.
So we're rolling with these 3.
Yeah.
Hell
yeah.
Y'all with me? You with me, Colin?
Certainly cause for serious concern. We mentioned Joey, 1st in the league in quarterback pressures. Now you got Rump on the right side of that D-line, Mack on the left.
Hey, let's go. Hey. Let's make a play. Let's make a play.
Those guys were playing so well together, so that part is tough. But that goes for, all the groups on our team.
Hey, we got your back, baby. We got your back.
The good news is we're going to get him back at some point this year. The good news is that we do have Khalil Mack.
Let's go. Keep fighting. Keep going. Hey, man. Love this, man. Back against the wall. What you going to do? Get the ball. Yeah, let the game come to you.
And that's the thing about, building a team is you want to build a team that can withstand.
What does this do to the Chargers and their chances on top of all the other injuries that they have going on in the team right now?
That's the thing. It's just piling up one after another.
The thing about Khalil is no matter what the circumstance, he just is so unaffected. When I think of competitive stamina, I think of Khalil Mack. I think of the guy that is the same way all the time, fierce, never up and down.
The injuries happen in the NFL. It's who can adapt and keep moving forward. And when you're great ones, don't flinch. Same thing with Justin on offense. When they don't flinch, everybody else, their game elevates.
And I think Khalil has just been such a steady force for us. When Joey went out, Khalil has really led our team beautifully on defense.
Down to 1:10 on a 4th and inches. I formation, Burkhead and Hairston. And rolling to his right is Mills. He's going to be sacked. Khalil Mack with the attack. Turnover on downs. Jeff Smith doesn't smile a lot. Boy, he was excited to see Khalil on that. A huge hug from the defensive line coach.
All the great players throughout any sport have always made their supporting cast play rise. And that's what makes somebody great. It's not necessarily their play, it's what they can do to elevate everybody else's.
Mills looking right. Here comes pressure. Mack hits him as he throws. Ball sails, intercepted. Khalil Mack and Nas Adderley with the interception.
That was Khalil Mack.
It was Khalil.
Yeah,
That's
he came
what I thought.
inside. Well, he came inside and ended up hitting Mills just as he threw right in the face.
Don't just look at his sack totals. Don't just look at his pressure totals. The book on him is that he's always taken a lot of pride in run defense.
Handoff to Hunt, following his blocker, bounces it right, and a nice tackle by Khalil Mack. That's going to be a loss.
Caught and threw to the ground. The runner. You don't see guys do that. I mean, that's grown man strength from Khalil Mack.
That's kind of what Michael Strahan used to be. You know, he was made the Hall of Fame as a pass rusher, but he was one of the best run-stopping defensive ends in football for several years. I think that's going to be an important part of what Khalil Mack does, how he plays against the run.
What is the role of the edge? What's their responsibility?
Well, in our room, what we preach is dominant in the run game. No tight end block should draw the double, make them eat two right there. And when they pass, make them pay.
And it is Kyle Van Noy, and there it is, your negative play. You called for it, DJ, and Khalil Mack delivered.
As linebackers, when Khalil Mack has that penetration, you get a sense of where you can go that the offensive lineman can't be there to block because they've got all the attention on Khalil. So when he draws two guys, draws extra attention, wreaks havoc in the backfield, it allows linebackers to get in there like Drew Tranquil.
Blitz. Wilson is sacked. Tranquil gets his second.
They lead the Falcons 14-10, and they are now in the red zone after 2 plays. Mariota throws out left sideline, London. And that ball is ripped out of his hands. Chargers have it. Khalil Mack still on his feet. All the way out to midfield, the 49 DJ. He walked up to Drake London and just said, I'll be taking that, thank you. You want to talk about a savvy vet on a rookie play. Boy, Khalil Mack with a huge turnover.
Why knock it on the ground? We just take it from him.
You know, I think when he came to us in Chicago 2018, he's coming to a new team and he had to fit in. And I thought he did an incredible job of knowing, hey, I'm coming into this team that is really good and I got to fit in with these guys. And he had this great way about him. And he's been that way here where I got to fit in with these guys, but then, hey, they need me. Hey, this team needs me.
And now play action. Garoppolo, there's Khalil Mack with a sack. We called for it. We got it. They got cute, and Mack makes them pay. It's a loss of 10.
I think as he's gotten wiser, I'm not going to say older, as he's gotten wiser, I think that his true leadership characteristics have expressed themselves.
Joe's in the building.
Cheers to Joey, guys. Right, joining up with us on a Wednesday morning.
He's back in our building. He's making progress. He's feeling better. But I think he's still a couple weeks away.
I think initially he thought he had to be out there every snap, become Superman. And all we needed K-Mac to do was be K-Mac, be 5'2" for us.
When you look at this defense with Khalil Mack, he is going to be the difference to this team winning the championship.
Yeah, I think calm is contagious. I think the calmer you are, I think you can see that in players. And there's confidence that comes with calm, and I've always thought that about him. There's just a composure that he has that I think is rare, that you can feel that presence.
And I would say this to Charger fans, could you imagine if he wasn't here this year? Even with all the attention, he's the one guy on the defensive line that is on the front part of the board when they're game planning. Even with that, he's having a terrific season. That tells you the kind of player he is that kind of person as well.
They know how hard he works. I think his teammates be able to see how hard he works and how hard he prepares, and he's still hustling in practice and going as hard as he can. And in the games, whether we're winning, whether we're losing, whether he has a bunch of sacks or whether he hasn't had a sack, that he's always going to play that next play like it's his last play. And that's how he operates, because he loves this game and he gives it his heart and soul. And you can't have enough guys like that.
If you want to see more content like this, check out the link right here.